going to use that little pause, hopefully, to edit it into a second video. So, all right. If they can get all of that built, we're going to be in a way better position next time, because I think the water being another block deeper is going to keep some level of hydration going on. We've got some storage for that, which is good. That's being built, which is good. I mean, if we actually, let's prioritize that with just one. I'm going to go through and low prioritize all of the workplaces in here for a second. Because what I want is for the hauler to, and actually I'm going to then prioritize them by haulers. Because what I want is for the hauler to come and empty all of these out and bring the food over. But we also want you to be prioritized by haulers and these. It's currently saying that we don't have haulers, which is fine. We are also out of food because we've eaten all of the berries, which kind of sucks. And we already have a drought approaching. We are at the point where we should have food really soon. Let's plant some more trees. Not over there. Yeah. How soon? 89. We're pretty close to having crops coming up, so I think we'll be okay. General Ajui. Hello from Vienna. And thank you for subscribing with Prime. Awesome. Very much appreciated. Sorry if I miss people chatting. I'm kind of concentrating. I'm hoping no one dies. Let's have a quick peek. Hunger's not got too bad yet, actually. So, hunger's not got too bad yet. We should be okay. We've got a pretty big kohlrabi crop on the way in. So I'm hoping that that will help. And this guy should help manage the berries. I guess now all of these are empty. We can go down to 1. Have you be prioritized, and the same over here, because we now don't need them to be storages. Have you do your thing. Let's skip that song because there's a lot of lyrics in it and I don't want lots of lyrics. And yeah, we're now starting to get kohlrabis in. So hopefully that'll help with the food situation. And I wonder if it's time to actually think about, let's see if, well, one, I guess we really, really need to get this finished. So we can't quite go up to 4 builders, but you know. Don't really need you on harvesting. Hopefully we'll have you replanting now. So, and what we're going to do is, actually, I'm going to try and manually control it for now. Can we, I've only got 1. I'm going to pause one of the farms for a moment. Because I think it will help if we've got more builders going, getting the trying to get the dam built. We've got not quite enough logs, but we've got a reasonable supply of logs. So I think it would be better if we can get this water sorted. With 2 days to go. This will also make us robust to a bad tide to some extent. Water storage is almost full, but the pumps will pause automatically. So it's deceptive because it's kind of hard to tell. There's still space for like 90 water. I think partly because we've got this tank all the way over here now, which is actually full. So, but come on, guys. I don't think we're going to get this built in time. Let's try the old-fashioned panic 24-hour workday, which I will forget that I've done, you know. We'll see if that lets us achieve what we need to achieve. Got 3 more to go, which is what, 60 logs. We've not quite got enough logs even. So we have got a lot of logs marked. Let's prioritize. Let's put in another lumberjack over here. Make sure you're prioritized by haulers. We've got our one hauler who's doing the, you know, doing a sterling job on hauling. We're trying to. Not built any of the others yet, but we've got the tiniest amount of food. But if we can actually get this built, then we should be able to keep growing food. If we don't, we could be in for a rough ride. Unless we can get the discharge unlocked. So I guess I've got everything super high prioritized, which is kind of not brilliant. Let's get that lumberjack thing built. Because we need beavers lumberjacking. Because we need logs. We've got 21. Okay. We might be okay for logs. Oh, seriously, you built half of the lumberjack flag. Come on. 1 more to go. 0.8 of a day. Got enough logs? Got enough logs? Can they do it? I know making it higher priority doesn't actually make any difference at all. 4, 6, 8, 10. We've got a little bit of time where water will still be flowing as well. So these are going to bring another 8 if they're all working on it. Assuming we've got 4 builders, so we just need 1 more batch. Come on. Come on, builders. That should be it. No, 2 more logs. Come on. Someone bring 2 more logs. With 0.3 of a day, one of you you're carrying 2 more logs. Put them in and finish it. Please. Yes. Awesome. Right. Back to sensible working hours. That should then rise to a decent depth. As the water storage is relatively full, but not completely full. And drought start. And pause. And let's close these up. Get that back in the right place because in my enthusiasm I moved one of the windows about off the game. Close that up. And hopefully we're going to be in a better place. I'm hoping we can keep growing food. Because if we can't, we're going to be kind of stuck. Let's unpause you now because I would like to expand the population if we can. Let's just see. I manually did them. I just manually dragged them all up really quickly. What I will do is use advanced automation to set them up in a bit. So it looks like we've only got a 6-day drought, which is fine. And let's plant a few more trees. Nice. They should all be marked for cutting. Yep. And I'm now going to put in our first few cassavas. Yeah, advanced automation. When I first discovered advanced automation, it was such a game changer for me. I was so frustrated before with having to micromanage the game because it frustrates me. And with advanced automation, I don't have to. It makes things so much easier, so much better. Right. Where do we want to go next? I think probably because population is going to be growing. I am going to unmark those because we are going to want more water pumps. That was the wrong unmark. So we've used up all of the logs. That's fine. We'll just wait. And we've got plenty of logs over here and over here. So let's cut down some of these. Let's grab you. Put you there. Because that's going to get us access to some oak trees as well, which is kind of nice. So get rid of you. Just run a little path spur there and put that there. Get all of those cut down. And that is so much better, being able to actually grow crops. Because now we can think about expanding the population once we get this built. We probably want to get that built soon. yes means we need some logs, but that shouldn't be a problem. That's 800 science. Can we just get straight to that? Near enough. 70 science for the stairs. Put them the right way around. Because that's going to allow us to do a lot of stuff. And we've got 4 builders in, so yeah. Cool. I wonder if, do we think about Tamper Shack is 500 science. Probably not. We can now get rid of these. Let that crud out. And I was hoping they wouldn't go that way, but you know, it is what it is. It's 15 logs. Oh well. We still get back 45 from there, so that's kind of nice. The reason I want to try and get this is that'll give us enough science to unlock the scrap metal flag, and we can get through here, which would be cool. We need to be aiming towards this, really, the steam engine. Because flowing water is a bit of a challenge, I think, unless or until we've got the large water wheel, because everything's quite deep. So, and I guess, no, it is. Why did I think it was 300 science? Is that changed? For some reason, I thought the scavenger flag was 300 science. That's a recent change, isn't it? But yeah, I guess if we can get through here, we can have power generation in here, maybe. I could have sworn that the scavenger flag cost science. As it photo, maybe that's the change. It's going to spur off of here. That, or it's a change in one of the updates. I'm not sure. Right, so we can now adjust this to be, let's go all the way up to 30. This is the cool thing about having people here. You can correct my dumbass mistakes. It's kind of handy to get a whole bunch more beavers to be able to do stuff. Although we are still farming, so that's kind of cool. We'll get a couple more water pumps in. But that will mean that we can use the science for storage. We've actually got enough science to unlock the storage. So let's empty out these 4. because we've got some gears, because we've got the free gears. So we could build a couple of those if I unpause the plank production. So, and we are up there anyway, so we're about to get a whole whack ton of science, which is pretty darn awesome. This is working brilliantly. I guess what we want to do is... no, I'm not going to automate it, because you know what's going to happen. I'll automate it to open when the drought ends, and it'll just let all the water fall out before we actually get water here. Which would suck. There is a bunch of berries over here that we could get to as well. But I don't think we're desperately, urgently in need of them. Something we could think about doing is moving this further back to keep some of these hydrated. But we are keeping a chunk of these hydrated. There's a concern that when we get a bad tide, a bunch of this will die, I guess. They're nearly grown in, so we do need to think about the furry mentor, which we can just put there. And if we put in a small warehouse for... Actually, no, let's be more generous to ourselves. Let's put in a medium warehouse for cassavas. Why do you say you need power? You have power, because surely that transfers power. I guess it doesn't. That's kind of weird. I thought it would. Okay. Fine. We'll do that then. And we're not currently growing a huge amount of cassava, which is fine. Let's plan to replace that with some more cassava. And what we'll do is... actually, let's wait for it to actually be harvested before we worry about automating stuff. Right, you're emptied, so let's get rid of you. Storage, medium storages. And both water. That's kind of cool. We now have lots of science. So I think we should look at some well-being. Can't do anything that involves metal particularly. So maybe we just do some really basic stuff, like and if we do it in front of two of them, we should get a number cruncher soon. We need to be able to get the power out of the number cruncher, which means actually I should focus on the large power wheel. Good point. Well made. We are not afraid of number crunchers. I would like to get a bit of well-being going though. Scratchers are pretty cheap as well. So let's get that going. And then, oh, drought's over. So let's open you up. Let's open you up. Oh, need to open all of those up. There we go. That should flow quite nicely. And that was the risk of opening this too early, is we've lost some of our irrigation. But hopefully it'll refill soon enough, like it did. So cassavas should be about to be harvested, which is good. We are 9 beavers short at the moment, so let's drop you down a couple. Get rid of one of you. That's 6 beavers. Let's pause you for now. That's 3 beavers, so that's 2 of you. And we'll get rid of the hauler. That'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. Cassavas are coming in. We'll wait until we've got a few before we do anything with those. But yeah, my thought with the power was, what's it like over here? Can we do something here with large power wheels? 200? It's not bad, is it? It's not bad. Because we could back that straight into the power grid. 300. I kind of like that. Needs a lot of planks, obviously. But our population should be growing pretty rapidly soon, so... and then equally, I think the number cruncher needs 500. What I'm thinking is we stick one there and we stick a number cruncher on it, because we can build all of that straight through the and it's essentially out of the way until we're worried about getting across here. Is my thought. Let's get the hauler going again. In fact, we've got the hauler still because we've got 2 spare beavers. So let's get the planks going. I mean, that looks like it would generate a whole heap of power. We have our first bad tide approaching. We could get one in here somewhere. That's 1,000. So if we deleted that tree, or if we harvested that tree in a bit, we could get a whole load of power out of there. So we have our first bad tide inbound. I'm planning to do about another 20 minutes. So, yep. I do need to remember to grab a thumbnail of some sort. So I don't know if that's taken a picture or not. NVIDIA doesn't seem... It did. Awesome. Cool. Right there in... That's going to be just a lot of planks. Okay. So we'll let them work on that. It's probably not worth us worrying about trying to connect that until we've got all the planks in. So, and guess how quickly are they making planks? Pretty quickly, actually. So, we've got a solid supply of logs. I wish he would focus on a particular one. Can we bias that by... I'd kind of like them to work on the smallest one. I don't know if this is going to work or not. But I'm just wondering if I make a whole load of small storages that are in his way. We'll see. We'll see. We've got plenty of logs, so, you know. Let's experiment, shall we? an spare beaver. So let's start the fermentation. No, cassavas, please. Do I need more power output? Yes. So because this is 1.1, I don't have the flywheels mod because Battery Smooth tends to wait to update it until things have stabilized, which is kind of annoying because I really like that mod. But, you know, I can kind of understand that he doesn't want to keep endlessly updating mods. So, you know, I get that. Some modders are more keen than others to be updating their stuff. So we need 40 more planks. We're getting there, actually. We're getting there. Which is kind of cool. 0.2 of a day. All right, let's be on the ball, folks. Let's be on the ball. With the contamination arriving. I think I'm going to close that one up now so that I don't forget. And yeah, we're going to put a number cruncher over here, I think. We do need a gear workshop, but we'll put that in once we've got this built because it's going to give us lots of power. For relatively low effort. All right. I'm just kind of watching the contamination spread. We're up to 1,000 water, which is pretty nice. It's 11-day bad tide. Which is something we need to keep an eye on. And I guess let's just do a quick sanity check. Assume we got up to 30 beavers. So calculator 30 times 2.2 times 11, 700. So we're good for water. Awesome. So I think actually let's just make the decision to shut that off. I don't actually think we needed. Oh yeah, we did need that one. Okay. Right. Yeah, so that's shut off. That might actually help us because it might keep some of the contamination away for longer. With that being sealed, there won't be flow through here. And the same with this one. The flow will be this way. So that might be beneficial for us in terms of keeping some of this stuff alive, because I'd really like to keep these berries alive. You know. Let's see how we get on. We've used all of our cassavas up, so let's pause that again. Why are you not getting rid of that? Okay, let's give it a bit of priority. So the number cruncher is going to be, what, 1,500 science? So let's temporarily bung in a few more of those. Yeah, so now Buddy is having to go. That has worked. Awesome. So we don't need to build these ones because this is the smallest one. So we only need to take out 14 scrap metal to get through. He has got to get through. Actually, let's put him through that one because that's 12. And then we don't have to go through the thorns. And then we can get the dirt and the berries. Which is good. That's all fine. That's fine. Yep. Awesome. You are, I think, because the log storage is full, because tiny log store, so let's put in a bigger log store. At the moment, no, because we're only powering it with the beaver wheel. I think once we've got better power, yes, probably more lumber mill, more gear workshop. I might actually completely rework it. I might turn this round and run it this way towards the water wheel. So we've got more space to put things in. But for now, I'm going to leave it. We only need 11 more planks anyway. How's Buddy doing? Only a few more to go. That tree is almost grown. But we've got a while to go on the science anyway, so. But probably makes sense for us to speed up building those because, you know, we've got 5 beavers sat doing nothing. I guess we could throw some lumberjacks up here. And cut those down. And maybe throw another scrap metal flag in while we're stockpiling scrap metal slowly. And maybe another hauler. Right, that's gone. So, power. Why is it so much different there to there? I mean, I can put it there because they can reach across. And to connect the power, we'll just use platforms. Like so. 3 single platforms is a bit messy. No way through to the water wheel. Which, this one. Yeah, there is. They've almost built it. And this one they'll be able to build from here. They'll be able to reach across to this point. Because they don't need to reach the axle to build it. Right, that's in. So that's now apparently too far from a district. Others, yeah, they were going round because I've built that now, I guess. Right, let's remove that. Well spotted. They can still get to that because they're going all the way around there. Yeah. Dope. If we rip that out, which is fairly inconsequential to rip out. Going to rip that out so we can get the lone pine tree. It was apparently a very popular map on another game that we sometimes play. Right. But I mean, that's generating 200 odd HP, which is pretty nice. So now they can get to that. And then if we were to go like that, maybe, once everything's ripped out, everything, 75, so 2 of those would be 150, plus the gear workshop, 270. So just about everything from that. I guess we could put another one there. It's not a huge amount of power, but it's better than a kick in spuds. This map's kind of fussy for power generation. I'm more grateful that we're actually surviving our first bad tide. With a decent amount of food and water. Right, let's get you ripped out. And it's kind of not important that we get this done at all. But am I even going to cut it down? Yeah. Why not? And then, yeah, we'll throw a couple of lumber mills and a gear workshop along here if they fit. We are a few beavers short, but our numbers are going up. Haha, they're through. Awesome. And now we have dirt. Just 2 at the moment. Just 2 builders in the district centre. Cut down the 1 tree, Mr. Beaver. I think the number of builders is probably fine at the moment because we're just kind of slowly working away on stuff. I'm going to keep this because obviously we won't have power during droughts. And droughts are going to become the predominant feature. So it's been a long time since I've done anything live. It became kind of a daunting thing to do. And it requires a bit more mental energy. It's a bit more mentally daunting, let's say that. So yeah, it's been a long time. I'm hoping to do every Saturday if I can, because I generally tend to spend Saturday evenings just kind of chilling out on my own anyway. So no. Right, let's put you in there. And then we're going to want a gear workshop. And I guess we can keep that one. We'll just pause it because it gives us a power connection to the large, to this. But we can pause you now. Pause you now because this might as well do the plank. Oh, we've got loads of planks. So let's, if, where are we? District of planks greater than 1, pause, and then we want district capacity planks. I really wish you could drop down the district capacity in there because I can never remember the correct structure for typing it in. Times 0.9 will do. Save, discard, close, duplicate, invert, save and close. There we go. So yeah, that's good. We can throw a few more builders in now. And we've now got 4 guys doing science, which is good. That'll help a lot. really don't want to have to start ripping thorns out, but I think we're going to have to at some point. Thankfully, they're not dying. Not dying from bad water. They're just drying out. We probably do want to try and protect some of that though at some point. It does. Needs 50. I was actually watching JC try and build his number cruncher today. We could build that actually. Where's our scrap metal store? I'm the wrong way around. Over here. So let's put that just there. Start getting some metal parts. And they go in a warehouse, don't they? Actually, let's move it to there, because the entrance to that warehouse is over there. Then put that there. Put that there. Those in there. And that'll do that. I have seen that, Pete. The floating one. It was very cool. I think that was fairly early on in the series, wasn't it? Because that was what inspired him to get into the precision farming. That's almost built. So we... Right, is there... We need more science. That's kind of tricky to get to. It's an interesting structure. It's got a mine there. That is only 200 science. I think we're just going to have to grind out the science. So I'm going to put another one in. And yeah, we'll just have to wait on that front, which is fine because I'm going to wrap things up in a moment. But I think we've had a pretty successful start. Possibly worth us throwing in another forester over here. Planting some more trees along here so that we can up our ability to harvest trees. Water supply is holding nicely. Food supply is holding nicely. Could do with planting a lot more cassava. But we probably need more space for that. Actually, if we wanted to block that off, we could just come up here and do it. What's that? That's a little tiny birch tree. Okay. What I'm thinking is that we essentially move this. I'm hoping to do Saturdays, Pete, is going to be my regular schedule. And mysterious, yes. Do you want to know the honest answer? I suspect it's similar for JC. And I don't watch 3 Pint. It's the laziest way to make videos because you don't have to do a lot of editing. And it's the least time consuming for me. I think if you watch someone like Zedek, who I don't watch very often, but his videos must take hours and hours to make. And I just don't have that much time. So, yeah. That's some of it for me. I can make a Timberborn video in an hour or so and edit it in 15 minutes and then let it render and do stuff. So yes, and I am going to stick them on YouTube, Pete. The plan is probably to cut it in half and make it into two parts, because no one's going to sit through 2 hours. Or not many people are, in my opinion. So I'm recording it separately so that I can edit it into 2 hours, into like 2 1-hour chunks, is the rough plan. And because this is temporary, as much as I know some people don't like this approach, I'm going to build a nice little wall of mini warehouses, and now let's build those at some point. So, and once we get the science, we can put 2 number crunchers on that, to be honest. That can run 2 number crunchers once we get there. So so I know some people don't like having the chat visible, but for me, when I've watched streams, I think having it helps, because you lose context if you don't have it mysterious, which is why I put it on there. It was kind of a last minute thing. It was one of the reasons that I was tempted to stream on YouTube, because you keep the live chat on YouTube. But as I said, selfishly, if I can grow I think you need an audience of something like 35 people on Twitch to qualify for the partner program, whereas you need something like a 15,000 subscriber base, or no, it's viewer count on YouTube, but it's higher than I get. So you need quite a big viewer count on YouTube. So slightly selfish. I guess not necessarily selfish, but it was the most beneficial platform, and a bit of diversification as well, you know. But we need lumberjack flags as well. 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5, because eventually we'll get quite a bit bigger population as well. In fact, we could probably ramp that up a bit now. So, but I'll run to the end of the bad tide. Actually, I was going to stop at 9, but let's run to the end of the bad tide. I don't want to spend more on well-being stuff. Is there any? I could do rooftop terrorize. Actually, what we could do is bosh, and that. That would help. Is everyone getting their back scratches? They are. Now we can do some more fermented cassavas as well. We do need a lot more beaver. We do need a lot more beaver. Why are you guys suddenly online? Oh, because you've got like 3 trees to cut down there. Okay. Let's turn off the automation on you. Get rid of you. And I'm going to pause all of those for now. That'll help. Right, those are in. Those are running. Guess right. Do we really need 2 planks running at the moment? Probably not. You have been turned off. Let's pause one of you. I was just thinking about gears, but we actually have this to store gears in, so we can just stockpile a whole bunch of gears, I guess. You can be paused. We are making metal parts, which is good. So we're going to need 100 gears. So we do want a lot of gears, 50 metal parts. So we need to make a bunch of those. And 30 planks. So yeah, we'll just leave those to run. Do their thing. That's going to be built open, which is fine. But that will just mean we can then protect a bunch of this stuff from the contamination. Which sort of makes sense to me. That's slowly dropped away, but it was our longest non-water period, I think. And food-wise, we're in a pretty good place. So I need to automate that. But I'm not going to do it now. I am going to say... Actually, I'm going to save it because we haven't saved all the way through. And I'm going to say that's going to be it for tonight, folks. Thank you all for stopping by. Appreciate that. It would have been rather boring without you all being here. So, yeah. And hopefully, assuming things go well, I'll see you back next week for more. And this will be on YouTube if you want to watch it again. So, yeah, I will catch you all next week.